All right. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Jenna Finch, and I'm the VP of Marketing here at Cloud Institute. For those of you unfamiliar with Cloud Institute, here's your 20-second commercial. We are a cloud coaching and training company delivering cloud certification training and coaching to developers, solutions architects, engineers, and other current or aspiring IT professionals. We do believe training is actually only successful if what you learn in the classroom transfers to the workplace or helps you achieve your goals. So that's why we include challenge labs to practice your skills hands-on, and also personalized one-on-one coaching with cloud experts. We're the only company offering that one-on-one coaching right now. Today, we are presenting advanced Google certifications with Prerit Munjal. Prerit is a Google Cloud Platform architect. He's a developer, also a trainer and a consultant. He has 8 Google Cloud certifications, as well as 14 Microsoft Azure certifications. So he does have a ton of firsthand experience with certification exams, exam prep, and testing. So I'm very happy to have him with us here today to share his knowledge about professional Google certifications. One quick point of housekeeping before we get started. The webinar should run for about 30 minutes. Feel free to ask questions in the chat box, either to the group or to me privately. We'll either answer as we go along or cover them at the end in a Q&A. Later today, you will get a link to this replay so that you can rewatch it yourself or share with colleagues. And yes, the presentation deck that you see through here will be available for you to download near the end of the presentation. So now, without further ado, I'll turn it over to Prerit.
Yeah, thank you, Jenna. So, hey everyone, as Jenna told you about me, I have 8 certifications in Google Cloud and 14 certification in Microsoft. So let's start with today's agenda. I will be discussing about all the Google Cloud certifications. Like currently 11 certifications are there in the bucket of Google Cloud, and I will be covering each one of them. I will be covering the services and also the prerequisites that you will be needing before getting started with the particular certifications. There are certifications that are role based as well, so we will be discussing them. So let's start by deep diving. Okay, so what are certifications? Certifications are really proof of what you have done in your leisure time or in your like in your free time. They just help you get a step closer towards getting an internship, getting a job into the cloud. And for your knowledge, like the topmost IT certification is Google Cloud Professional Data Engineer. That is around $100,000 in US market. So the market of cloud is huge, and though the cons of certifications are that they do not guarantee a job. Like you can't totally rely on to certifications to get a job, but they really help you get a step closer towards the jobs. And hands-on labs are very much necessary while performing or attempting some certifications. So let's jump on to some of the certifications later. Oh, okay, so why you should get GCP certified? I told you before, the PCA average is around $176,000. Also, Google Cloud provides you the branded swags. Okay, so like the one I am wearing now, so it is provided by Google. Invite to exclusive events. Recently, Cloud Next 2022 happened, and all of the certified professionals, whether it was associate cloud engineer, professional cloud architect, all were invited to the event. And it was really good event. You come to know about the new technologies that Google Cloud will be offering in the upcoming months, and also you get to network with great people that are really building something at Google Cloud, that are behind the services. So also it you will be added to a Google Cloud credential holder directory. So it is a one spot for all the recruiters. Here you like Google will provide you the credentials, and you have to log in. So all the certification that you pass for Google Cloud, all will be stored there. So any recruiter searches your name or just go to that website, he or she can find the particular guy about like how much experience he has, when did he pass the certification, or all sort of stuff. So let's start with first certification, that is professional cloud network engineer. So this is one of the toughest certifications in Google Cloud, and that was the reason I started with it first. So like without networking and security, cloud is nothing, cloud is just often. So cloud networking and cloud security are one of the most crucial subjects that you should focus on. The services that revolve are cloud DNS, cloud CDN. You should be very much comfortable with firewall rules, what are ingress, what are egress. Basically it deals with all sort of traffics. Also, if you have heard of the term DDoS, that is distributed denial of service attack, Google Cloud offers multiple services. We have Security Command Center, that is SCC. We have other services like Cloud IAP, Identity Aware Proxy. We have a Cloud Armor for protecting you against the DDoS attacks. Also, you should be comfortable with subnetting. Subnetting is a very important part of Google for networking, so that you don't waste your IPs, right? IP cost a lot because IPv4 are running out of like we have very limited number of IPv4s. So we are currently running out of IPv4s, and so do we. So there is a need to save the IPs in our total system. So you should be good at networking as well. And services like CloudNet, also you should be comfortable with hybrid architecture, because in most of the migration projects we have to deal with the hybrid architecture. We have to build VPNs, we have to work with interconnects, we have to work with VLANs, we have to work with peering, network peering, direct peering, carrier peering. So you need to work with the hybrid architecture, and networking is very much crucial in this thing. Also, as you like, professional network engineer is a very much role specific certification. It focuses more entirely on the networking part. So you will also be supposed to work with the security team, because any data breach inside the network will be happened through the routes or various other things. So you need to be very good at networking. So let's switch to the next certification, that is professional security engineer. So these certifications, the professional network engineer and professional cloud security engineer, must go hand in hand. If you are targeting any of these certification, you should try to attempt the PCSE and PCNE simultaneously, because 90% of the syllabus or the topics that are covered for these examinations are overlapping. So only like some services like web security scanner or DNSSC are different than the PCNE part. So most of the things are pretty much common, because I told you networking and security go hand in hand. As a security engineer, what you are supposed to do, okay, so you need to build some parameters. There is one thing in Google Cloud called as service parameter and service bridges. So you need to make sure that there is no like there is less point of contact, because the more the point of contact is there, the more is the chances of vulnerability in the system. So you need to make sure that you are really protected. And security is a very very complex term. Like no system is 100% secure on the cloud, because like you have another layer of security in cloud. Every service needs to protect it. Also, when data comes into the picture, you need to be a little more secure, right? The data is secure in transit, in rest, and while you are working with the services. So you need to be very much sure with the security of your data. There are some services like Cloud Armor. Logging and monitoring plays a very important part, because there are like three types or four types of logs in Google Cloud: audit, admin activity, and all that stuff. So you need to be very much comfortable in running queries in the monitoring section, so that you can get something in return if some data breach is there by some employee, or some employee use the company's system in off office hours. So you need to run a query like how much data was extracted and when was it extracted. So this was about PCSE only, and my advice would be to you, like, go with both of the certifications simultaneously. And I have passed PCSE, but PCNE again is a very difficult certification, so please be sure before attempting it. Okay, so the next certification is Professional Cloud Architect. It is like it checks your entire knowledge on the Google Cloud platform. It is very much a difficult certification, but if you have around 4 to 6 months of experience, or maybe some really you are really into Google Cloud and spending a lot of time in Google Cloud, so you can easily pass it in 1 to 2 months, or depending on your exposure to the service. So it checks you for the entire thing: how to run compute engine instances, how to deploy a microservice architecture, how to choose which service and which given scenario, how to connect databases to a particular running website, how to how to build a CI/CD pipeline, a little bit of CI/CD pipelines, like what are source repositories, what is the use of it, how to create some triggers, what is pubs hub, what is messaging, and what is structured and unstructured data, what is raw data, what is the data warehousing, what is data lake. So you have to deal with all these services, and my advice would be to go with PC a little long after you spend a little more time in Google Cloud, because it checks you for the entire platform. So just pick one of the role based certification and then come to PCA, because you have to cover all the services like I mentioned in the slide. If you are into SDLC, are working on agile, some questions will be there on agile, like uh, what are the what is toil, what is error budget. So everything will be covered for this examination. Okay, so the next certification is Professional Cloud Developer. It is more based on coding part, because most of the people jump into cloud, as per the recent survey, that they don't like coding that much. So that's the main reason why people jump into cloud. So this certification is particularly meant for the people who have who are really into coding, and if you know some particular programming language like Go, Python, so you should just opt for PCD, and you will be working with mostly with GKE. With GKE is Google Kubernetes Engine, deploying microservice architecture, Google Compute Engine, App Engine, and Cloud Run. These 5 to 6 services are thoroughly covered in the certification. And also you will be supposed to debug some code. Google will provide you some code and you have to debug. Obviously, all the professional certifications have multi-choice and multi-select questions, and only in Professional Cloud Architect exam you have 3 case studies. Like, Google has provided you with 3 case studies, and among those only one will come in the exam. The rest of the certification don't have any sort of case studies. Yeah, so let's jump to the Professional Cloud DevOps Engineer. This is the most interesting and most easy certification to pursue. You have to deal with all the services like debugger, profiler, trace. Debugger is going to be retired on March 31st, but till then it will be in the certification. So you have to build CI/CD pipeline from cloud source repository, like picking up the code till the execution. You should have a good hands-on experience with Spinnaker. Again, you should be comfortable with Kubernetes, and the success mantra to pass any Google Cloud certification as to be enough proficient in Google Kubernetes Engine and IAM. IAM is Identity and Access Management. So these services will be covered during every certification that you pursue in Google Cloud, because these are the heart or the core services of Google Cloud. So please be sure that you are much comfortable with GKE. Every topic like what are services, ingresses, what is core DNS, how to implement namespaces, and along with what are node pools, what is GKE backup, that is new feature of Google Kubernetes engine. So you must be very much comfortable with GKE, and I am around 5 to 6 questions you will find based on GKE in every certification. And in particularly in professional cloud DevOps engineer, you will find around 10 to 12 questions on GKE itself. You should be comfortable with toil budgets, error budgets, SLAs, SLOs, SLIs. So how to define them, what is incident management, how to create a commander, what is the public team doing, and all that stuff. So it is one of the most easiest certification in Google Cloud. The next one is professional machine learning engineer. You will be, if you are into machine learning, only then pursue this. You will be supposed to work on auto ML. You will be supposed to work on data fusion, cloud composer. These all are the services that are really advanced in nature. Also, you will find very less resources to study for. So having a particular resource guide or particular course will really help you. It is also one of the toughest certification. You will be supposed to develop and train models. You also BigQuery ML, that is another advanced feature of BigQuery. So you will be supposed to work with queries as well, then create some model. BigQuery ML and AutoML is used for drag and drop, like no code environment. It provides no code environment, and you have to drag and drop the things here and there and just make a model out of it. Also, you will be supposed to work with TensorFlow, notebooks, and everything. So yeah, this was about PMLE. So the next one is really my favorite. It is professional data engineer, one of the most paying certification in US right now. So you will be supposed to work on every data service in Google Cloud. You must be comfortable with the what is raw data, what is data warehousing, data lakes, and also with the uh, data prep as well, looker as well. You must be comfortable with data flow as well. I received one question from data flow, though they are not comparable, because data flow is a bot service, and like there is no relation between the data and data flow part, but you are supposed to do with data flow as well. And apart from this, you must be comfortable with designing row keys in Bigtable, because Bigtable is more for NoSQL databases, and you will be supposed to design highly efficient row keys. Apart from this, BigQuery will be the major focus of this certification, and you must be comfortable with what is partition, clustering, how to create more efficient queries in BigQuery. Now, BigQuery uses two types of SQL, legacy and standard. Everything you need to know about is for BigQuery. 10 questions will be from BigQuery. Again, 5 questions will be from GKE, and rest of the will be scenario based. Like you have to deploy a database that must be regional and support OLTP. OLTP is online transactional processing. So which type of database should you use? So if it's regional, then you should opt for Cloud SQL. If it's global, then choose for Cloud Spanner. So what does a data engineer do? That is pretty much easy, like build data pipelines, and get some enriching analysis from the data, and also building data warehouses and data lakes. So PD is all about this. And the next one is professional cloud database engineer. It is pretty much new. I passed around 5 to 6 days back only. So this was a really good exam, and it deals with more of migration processes. Like there are services, Bigtable data migration service, what are CDS, how to store Bigtable, how to build a pipeline. Again, there were multiple services, because due to NDA type of contract, I can't reveal the exact form of the questions, because it is a pretty much new certification, and very less resources are there. It was in the beta version from January till June, I guess. So it is pretty much new. You have to deal with all type of migration processes. You have to build data warehouses. Uh, the syllables of professional data engineer and database engineer overlaps. So I insist you to work on both of these certifications simultaneously. And yeah, this was really a very interesting certifications. If you are into data and you want to learn really the how data is dealt inside the cloud, then just pick this certification. Okay, so the next one is professional cloud workspace admin. It is more for the people who are much experienced, who are already team leaders, who are executives, who have to lead some teams, and also like the scrum masters we usually call them. So this certification is for those people. No worries if you are not a scrum master, you can still pursue this certification. Certifications are for everyone. You just need to have a upskilling attitude. So it is like everything will be discussed, like what are G Suite accounts. I have not passed it because I'm not a scrum master, but I know a lot about the certification. What are G Suite accounts, how to deal with DLP, how to deal with data privacy. So everything will be covered in this certification. Yeah, so this is the very important. Yeah.
Prerit, I have, before you continue on, I've got a question. So there's a lot of, these are obviously the more advanced certifications for Google. We have a couple people on here who don't have any certifications yet. Are there certification prerequisites for any of that we're going over today? Or can you go right into professional certification? Do you need something a foundational or associate level for any of them?
So actually, there is not a particular hard and fast rule, like you can't shift to professional cloud architect exam. Obviously, you should have a basic understanding of Linux commands. Linux is must for cloud. Either you opt for any certification down the line, you will be needing Linux. So have a good understanding of Linux. No prerequisites of some certification is required. I have seen people directly jumping to professional cloud architect exam, so there's no prerequisite needed. But if you are really building a strong foundation, it will surely help in professional certifications.
Okay, good answer. Thank you.
So, what could go wrong in the exam? This is the most interesting topic, and people often get like anxious, like my screen is stopped. What should I do? So these are the possible things that can go wrong. Like exam can be suspended actually before you enter the exam virtually. You go through a total proctor environment. The proctor sees your entire room, your desk, your phone should be out of your reach, your government ID, everything will be seen by the proctor, and then a AI will monitor you. After three successive uh, warnings, it will show you exam suspended and you can't relaunch it again. So your exam can get suspended. The possible reasons for exam suspension is eye movement caught. You should always look directly into the screen, not here and there, because AI will monitor it, and later on it will pass your screen to the proctor live. So please look just into the screen. And also unauthorized material, if unauthorized material is found, you will directly get a cancellation of this exam. So keep your phone and other Apple Watch or any other sort of electric appliance out of your reach. Yeah, mouse is allowed, Bluetooth mouse is allowed, but not more than this. And also, if your system freezes, this is a major concern. So my advice would be just to delete your antivirus system if you are using Windows, and also to disable your firewall rules. It will help in smooth video rendering part, because like your video will be transferred over to their servers, so firewall can interrupt your feed in between. So my advice would be delete your antivirus systems for the exam duration, and also to disable your firewall rules.
Okay. Before moving on, we have a question from Shanath. Are the certifications free? I believe that every exam, there is a fee involved. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
so for the
Okay.
associate cloud engineer, the fees is around $1 to $9. For cloud digital leader, it's $99, and for the rest of the professional certifications, it's around $200. So you have to pay, But these days, Google is running some sort of like boot camps and other things, so you can get the voucher for free.
Okay, yeah, there are certainly companies that provide vouchers. You know, training can be free, or there's also paid training. It depends on, you know, where you are now and what you're working toward, you know, the amount of effort and cost that you want to put into it. But there is always an exam fee unless you can get your hands on a voucher. Okay. Any other questions? We can go right into Q&A because we've gone through all of the certifications. Leave it open. If not, you're going to get my final pitch. I'm going to give you the handout for this deck right now. So just that'll pop up on your screen. So there you go. You can download what Prerit just went through. If you have any questions come up after this webinar, feel free to reach out to me directly, jana.finch@cloudinstitute.io. I'll work to get some answers for you. And throughout here, I did pop up some of our coaching offerings. You know, we do have a boot camp. We do offer a free, we will pay for your retest fee on some of these if you don't pass the first time. So, you know, that's a pretty good offer there. So you might only have to pay for that exam once. All right. Hold it for just any last questions. Otherwise, I'll give us back the 4 minutes and we'll close out the webinar. All right, well, thank you all very much for joining us today. Reach out if you have questions, and the replay will be in your inbox, I think, within the next hour. So thank you.